Hi guys, welcome back to my channel today. I'm going to be trying to recreate the look that Maleficent has in the movie Disney's Maleficent. This is the Angelina Jolie look, and I've done my best to recreate it. I have tons of reference photos, and so let's just go ahead and get started with the eyes. I'm going to use my Naked Basics palette, and I'm also going to be using this palette here, which is my Makeup Geek palette. So, and probably this Dark Shadows palette if I can't find the right colors. So, with all that said, let's just go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so I've already primed my eyes. I used my Painterly paint pot from MAC, and my dogs decided they were going to fight. Excuse me. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and get started. Since I've already primed my eyes with Painterly paint pot, I'm just going to go right on in with a nice big fluffy brush, and I'm going to be taking WOS, or Walk of Shame, from the Naked Basics palette, and I'm just going to be doing that from my brow bone all the way down to my lash line. This is just going to help to set the primer and allow the shadows to blend more smoothly. Okay, the next shadow I'm going to take is actually from this palette, which is the Dark Shadows palette, and it is a combination of this brown here and this color here. This is the cool brown that they put into her crease and lid. I don't have a color that matches ground brown, I think is what they used, and I don't have a color like that, so I'm just going to improvise and create my own. Now you want to take this from lash line to crease. In the movie, she's wearing kind of a smoky eye look that they actually adapted multiple different ways. They used the same colors, but just in different shapes and such on her eye. So the next I'm going to take is Faint, and this is from the Naked Basics palette. Now this is just going to go in the deepest part of my crease, which is right here. And next I'm going to be taking Crave, which is this black here from the Naked Basics, and just putting that in the deepest part of my crease, just right here, and then down a little onto the lid. Again, my dogs decided they were going to fight. Wonderful. Okay, next I'm going to take that first color we used, that Walk of Shame color, WOS, and I'm just going to go around the outside edges of the colors just to blend out any harsh edges, so you get a nice seamless blend like that. Next, I'm actually going to be taking a mixture of this gold here. They actually used a gold mine from MAC, and this is actually the dupe for it. It's Gold Digger from Makeup Geek, and I'm also going to be mixing that with a little bit of Makeup Geek's Lemon Drop, which is this yellow here. And what you're going to do is you're going to place this right, you can't really see it on this side, I may go back with a little bit of yellow, and put it right in the middle of your eye. Just like a circular, like, spot, like a stamp. And then just blend around it just a little bit so there's no harsh edges. Alright, the next thing I'm going to be doing is taking that Naked Basics palette, and I'm actually going to be using this one right here, which is called Venus. And I'm going to be taking a small pencil brush. That is, if I can find it. My small pencil brush like this. And I'm just going to place this underneath the eyebrow. Just slightly. Just to give a nice sheen. Okay, so that's pretty much the eyes done. We'll come back into the lower lash line in just a minute. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to be taking a gel liner. This one is from Geek. It looks like this. It's just called Immortal. And a nice flat brush like this. And I'm just going to be doing a normal line just across. No wing, no nothing. Just a normal line. I'm going to have to look down into my mirror for this, so forgive me if you can't see. But it's just a simple line closest to the lash line. All the way across. This is just a base for our false lashes. Okay, so that's what it should look like right now. Then what you're going to want to do is take some mascara. I'm just taking the Urban Decay Big Fatty Mascara and do your top lashes. Okay. Now you're going to take your false lashes, which I'm using Sugarpills. They look like this. I cut them in half because it's easier for me to apply that way. But these are actually black with a little bit of purple in them, and I thought they were perfect for this Maleficent look. These aren't exactly what she's wearing in the movie. She's actually wearing some that are a lot less dramatic, but I figured these were really cool, so let's go ahead and apply those, and I'll be right back. Okay, now you have your lashes on. Now what you want to do is take a comb, and I feel like my eyes are super heavy, and just comb through them, your regular lashes, just to blend them together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some mascara, and I'm just going to brush that through my lashes again, just to kind of push the falsies like up. They feel a little strange on my eyes. Okay, now let's move on to the bottom lash line. Basically, I'm going to just take that that Crave, that black, and then this color here, which is called Naked 2, and I'm just going to brush those two colors together on my lash line, on my bottom lash line. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like, and then we're going to do Maleficent's skin. Okay, so her skin is super perfect, and mine is not. I'm going to do this bottom lash line in just a second. So what I've done is I'm taking the Loreal True Match, which is in the color W3, and I am just going to stipple that on my face. I've already done this side. Okay, I need a little bit more foundation. Okay guys, so now before I do anything else, I'm going to be taking a MAC, that is if I can find it. Oh, it's right there in front of my face. A MAC Prep and Prime Lip Balm, just on my lips. This is just going to help your reds stay a lot longer than if you just had it on by itself. Okay, so now while that's setting up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to conceal. And I'm actually going to be using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20. and a Real Techniques Dome Shadow Brush. And I'm going to go in a V. So just in a V like this. Heavily. Heavily, 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 heavily. And then just take your finger and pat it in. Look up. And this is going to conceal any imperfections, any dark circles, because, you know, she doesn't have any dark circles. Well, she kind of does a little bit, but not really bad. But we're going to achieve those dark circles with the eyeshadow on the lower lash line. Make sure you get it around your nose. Take whatever concealer's left and just put it where you think you need concealer. Okay. So now I'm going to powder everything down. And what I'm going to use is the Maybelline Fit Me Powder in 120. And a Sedona Lace powder brush. Then I'm going to take a smaller powder brush. This is a setting brush from Real Techniques, and that same powder, and I'm just going to set the concealer under my eyes. Here under my eyes. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an angled brush and my Anastasia Pro Brow Palette. I'm going to be taking a dark brown shadow, this one right here, and a Sedona Lace angle brush. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my eyebrows. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to fill them in the way I normally would fill them in. And then I'm going to look at a picture of Angelina Jolie as Maleficent, and I am going to arch her eyebrows. So following my natural brow, I'm just filling it in. Now with that same shadow, I'm going to take it from the top and pull it out just a bit like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, now I'm going to take that arch and I'm going to pull it down into the tail of the brow. And I'm just going to keep doing that till I get it right. Okay, so we have the eyebrows done. Eyebrows are done. So now we're going to go ahead and take that same colors we used on the other side on the lash line, and we're going to do that on this side. And then I'm going to tightline my eyes with a Urban Decay 24/7 pencil. Looks like this. It's in Perversion. And I'm just going to do the upper lash line. And then the bottom lash line, they actually have a nude or white colored pencil on her bottom lash line. then finally for the eyes, we are going to do mascara on the bottom lashes. Alright, there's the eyes done. Okay guys, now for the hard part. This is very, very hard. For me and for probably a lot of you out there. This is the contouring. Now, she actually in the movie has prosthetics on her face, on her cheekbones and her nose. Now, for the cheeks. So she has a circle right here. It's like a half circle, like right where the temple is. And then it's blended out. But there's some very defined edges to these cheekbones, to the shadow of the cheekbone. Make sure you bring it back into the hairline because you don't want like skin showing where there shouldn't be skin showing. Okay, now from here you go straight out. Straight out. And then down. So that's the basic shape. Now taking that sculpt powder, just kind of blend out this edge. I mean, not the top part of the edge, but the inside edge. Like right here where your cheekbone should sink in. Okay, now with a clean brush, but a flat, stiff brush, take a concealer that's like 3 times lighter than your skin tone. For me, that's this one from the Midnight Cream Color Palette. It is medium yellow fair. And I'm going to highlight where the highlight should be. So the highlight should be right above the shadow. So right there. And around the circle, so around, because the highlight is going to bring this forward and the sculpting powder is going to sink what we want to sink back. And you can use your fingers are your best tools. Sorry, the sun's going down where I'm at, and yeah. Okay, see that? See how it's like creating that fake cheekbone as if we had prosthetics on. That's what you want to have happen. Now this one's a lot more intense because we're going to add some shadows to it in just a second. Okay, now that we're done with the sculpting powder, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Makeup Geek Naturals palette, and I'm actually going to use a combination of this dark brown here, which is called Mocha, and this black eyeshadow here, which is called Corrupt. And just to create more depth, we're going to place that brown, that dark brown, right at the edge. Right at the edge. And we're going to blend it out. You can use our fingers. You can use your fingers, don't worry. See how that's already looking more intense? Now I'm going to take a little bit more and I'm going to put it right here at the corner and blend out. Now go in with the black. Be careful with the black. It's very pigmented. Now if you need to, take a blending brush like this, like a big fluffy blending brush, and just go back and forth until the color starts to blend out. I don't know why this is looking kind of patchy because the other side doesn't look that way. But now take your concealer brush that you already used, which I don't know where mine went to. Oh, here it is. And we're going to go back in with that concealer because, as you can tell, we've lost some of the concealer. And you want the concealer to be pretty prominent. So just take the concealer and just go back over where you put it the first time. And this is also helping to highlight the face. So I don't know if you can see that, but can you tell that it looks like our cheekbones are much higher than they normally would be? Especially my face, because I have a chubby face, so there are our cheekbones. And now all we have to do is do our lips, looks like. The only thing I can't do is pointy ears, because she has pointy ears in the film, and I don't have that. I don't have products to be able to do that, so unfortunately I can't do the pointy ears. So for the lips, I'm going to be taking Plush Red. It's a lip liner by NYX, and I'm going to outline my lips. I'm going to have to use my mirror for this, so... and they're regular shape. Okay, so that's what it should look like. Now I'm going to be taking a OCC lip tar. This is in the color NSFW, and I've already put a little bit onto my palette. Real Techniques retractable lip brush, and I'm just going to be putting that all over where I put the pencil. Okay guys, so that's the final look. I don't have any contact lenses like hers in the film, but I basically just popped on, I don't have any horns, so I popped on a black robe and pulled the hood up, and yeah, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look, and until my next video, I'll see you later.